Aha, asado, and welcome back to another episode of the Anthill Channel. Do. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at my colony of Pheidole Desertorum. Now, this is the type of ant that I've wanted to keep for quite some time. See, their common name is the big-headed desert ant, as you can see here with one of the majors having quite a large head, and this intrigues me. I just love to see this. And this big head is only found on the major workers. The minor workers and the queen have normal-sized heads. Now, the purpose of such a large head on these majors is actually for defense of the colony. See, the minor workers do most of the foraging outside of the nest, and the major workers will stay within the nest and protect it from foreign invaders. I caught this queen about 4 months ago, here in Arizona. When I had caught her, I didn't know if she was fertile. This is because she still had both of her wings. See, normally, after a queen ant mates, she will land and rip off her wings. This is because she no longer needs them. That was just for the nuptial flight. Though this queen had kept her wings. Now, I've caught queens in the past who have kept their wings. About 50% of them tend to be fertile, and about 50% don't. So with this queen, it was up in the air. Until about 3 weeks later, when I saw a few workers popping out. And I was so excited because I knew what this meant. A big-headed ant colony of our very own. And like I said earlier, this species of ant is the Pheidole Desertorum, Desertorum being the species that belongs to the genus of Pheidole that belongs to the subfamily of Myrmicinae. Now, Myrmicinae is actually one of the largest subfamilies of ants, housing just over 7,800 different species within that subfamily. That's a lot of ants. Now, Myrmicinae are actually pretty easy to identify, as they have two petile nodes separating their gaster from their thorax. As well, in most species, at the apex of their gaster, they will have a stinger, so be careful. Another cool thing about the Myrmicinae subfamily is when they're in their final stage of brooding, called the pupa state, you can actually see the ant developing. This is because they lack a cocoon, unlike in the Formicinae subfamily, which do have a cocoon. And I just think that this is cool to see. Now back to this queen. Now, if a queen does keep her wings, usually the first set of workers will just chew them off, much like this colony did, though the colony left half of one of her wings, and this is why I call her Queen Half-Winged. Now, the way that I understand it is when a queen lays an egg, this egg has a chance to develop into a worker, a major, or even a queen. The only thing that determines this is how much protein it's fed. So I think it's very interesting seeing this colony with all of their different sizes, shapes, and colors. So from one egg, depending on how much protein it's fed, you could get this minor worker that is yellow in color, you can get this yellowish-orange major worker with the big head, or you can get a normal-sized head queen with a very orange-reddish color. Yeah, that's interesting for sure. Let's look into that. Now, this colony is currently at about 80 to 100 workers, with about 6 to 8 majors and 1 queen. Now, this species is polygynous, which means that they can have more than 1 queen in the colony, though I've only caught 1. But if you have caught more than 1 and you're wondering if they can go together, the answer is maybe. I say maybe because there's always a chance that 2 queens can kill each other when put together. Now, I did have these ants in a test tube set up, though they outgrew that more rapidly than I thought they would, so I had to move them into this acrylic nest rather quickly. Though I don't quite like the acrylic nest, so I'm working on a custom gypsum nest. That should be ready any day now, and then they'll be ready to move into that. But for now, I think I'm stressing them out, so I'm just going to give them a bit of protein and a bit of sugar water. Currently, I'm feeding them 1 mealworm a week and a few drops of sugar water every 2 days. But for today, that's going to be it. So hey, thanks for coming and checking out my Desertorium with me. And remember, liking and subscribing is sold separately. Y'all have a great day, and toodaloo.